Es Cayamga. Hey, I'm back, baby. All right, so I already done one, but I had to go to the bathroom, and I gotta restart. Okay. Yes, we had a great night of boxing last night in Egypt. First to start with the first fight that I saw, Daniel Lapin of Ukraine. He lost pretty shockingly to an unrated guy, Tani. I don't remember his first name. Tani. Yeah, not Gene Tani. That was a huge upset. Fourth round TKO. Lapin was down, I think, 3 times before he got stopped. Referee jumped in. He jumped. And this is a huge blow, of course, to the career of Daniel Lapin of Ukraine. You know, he was always a little too tall for light heavyweight, 6'6". You know, and I saw him struggle to win his last fight also, which I don't remember who he fought, but I know he didn't look that good. You know, he barely won. You know, he took a lot of beating, quite a lot of leather. But last night he ran into this guy, was really in the mood for upset. You know, upset minded guy, Tony, and. Yeah, huge victory for Tani, who now holds the IBF and WBO Intercontinental titles, light heavyweight, of course. And now we will see. It will be interesting to see if Tani manages to build on this momentum. Really big one given by this huge victory for him. Because he never beat anybody like this before, of this kind of caliber. And hello, AM. Oh man, I'm glad you follow me here as well. You didn't watch boxing, I assume. It was in Egypt, right by the pyramids. So cool. So that guy, yeah. Anyway, Frank Sanchez knocked out, who is a Cuban, by the way. AM, wink, wink. Knocked out Richard Torres into the second round. Huge upset knockout. I mean, I don't think anybody expected it to end like that so soon, anyway. Yeah, he connected with a big right hand right here to the side, a cheekbone, bang. And Torres was like, oh, like this. When I saw him go down, like the way he looked, I was like, oh, that's it. No way he's gonna get up. Tried to get up, then he falls. Yeah, Frank Sanchez, his only loss was because of an injury mostly, but to one of the best, new today's heavyweights, and to Agit Kabayel. But he got his leg injured before that, and that just, gave in, got stopped. But Sanchez was the first one to expose F.A. Jagba, of course. That was one amazing performance. So I hope Frank Sanchez can get in the mix and fight one of the big heavyweights, big names. He should be able to now with this victory anyway. Yeah, Frank Sanchez. And then who was the next fight? Um, it was Jack Catterall versus Shakar Gyaso. Also, this is a light welterweight fight. Yeah, Jack Catterall was uh, he was just dominant, you know. Gyaso, he tried his best, but he just wasn't good enough, you know. Yeah, it was like Carol is a southpaw, you know, and very clever. And when you got an orthodox fighter, that means right-handed, like Gyasov and the southpaw. The southpaw usually wins, you know. Yeah, they can really it's really hard to fight a southpaw. It's very confusing. Yeah, and Catterall scored one knockdown. Also, and so on. Yeah, he won. And now I don't know what will be next for him, but yeah. And then there was this big disappointment. A guy who originally is like a countryman of mine, even though he was born and raised in Germany, he was faced against one of the new big like stars, future stars at super middleweight, Hamza Shiraz, and he was just helpless. He was knocked out in 2 rounds. Yeah, Alan Begic, uh, Begic was undefeated, but yeah, just you could see there was a big. He was a lot shorter also than Shiraz, and he is. He got hit by a body shot, and that was the end of it. He was hit with many shots before that, but he seemed to take them well. Yeah, Hamza Shiraz, big star now in the making. 6'3", super middleweight. Of course, he will go up to light heavyweight after, eventually, and yeah, no doubt. But first, he will try to conquer super middleweights. Definitely. Yeah, alright. And then we go to the main fight. Alexander Usyk, the world undisputed world heavyweight champion. Or hang on, he doesn't have all the belts now, but anyway, he's almost is against Rico Verhoeven, who was and is the kickboxing world champion. Wow, that was one big surprise. Usyk didn't look good in that fight, you know. I mean, I think most people expected him to dominate the fight and just, knock out Rico Verhoeven after, I don't know, not that many rounds probably. I thought Rico would tire after like 8 rounds, and get stopped, but no, I mean, he did tire eventually in the 11th round. But he was doing so incredibly well. He won most of the rounds, and he kind of hurt Usyk a couple of times, and very impressive. He only had one heavyweight fight before that. Oh, hi, hey, Rudy, Rodolfo. What's up, my good friend? Yeah, well, it was kind of early and silly stoppage. Yeah, Rico, there was only 1 second left of the round, and then there was one more round to go. So obviously they were afraid that Rico would weather the storm and win on points, But even though I think Usyk would have probably finished him off in the 12th round, probably. Yeah, I really am. That was one hell of a victory, Frank Sanchez. Yeah, he's also one of my favorite heavyweights. Ever since he beat Ajagba, definitely. Yeah, he's really a wow, some talent, man. A big, strong guy, like beefy. Yeah, he's got the size, to compete with today's heavyweights. The build, especially, he's like 6'4", and yeah, he Torres too small, too short, and I just had a feeling way he won against Villanelle that was kind of controversial, but I knew he wouldn't make it big, No way, no way. Today's heavyweight division, like nah. Even Usyk is kind of small for today's heavyweights. I mean, yeah, I mean, Usyk had he been like a big, like really beefy, bulky guy, then maybe not. But he he's got pretty, average build and body. It's not like a right. You could see a difference between him and Rico last night. I mean, Rico is one big fucking guy, man. Really big, bulky guy. And that's why, I guess he did so well. He was able to bully Usyk 6'5", and yeah, really massive. Yeah, Richard Torres, kind of a hype job, but a popular guy, has got good looks, but that's not, enough in boxing, of course. Nah, nah, it's not. Torres got smoked, man. He just learned the hard way. It's not so easy, to be a heavyweight today. It's not like with Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz is like also the same kind of height, but he's like got really fast hands and he could always punch, even though he was fat and I mean flabby. So yeah, no, Torres isn't gonna go. I don't know what's going on with the American heavyweights. There's nobody out there. I mean, unless you count Frank Sanchez among them, but he's Cuban, so yeah, I don't know really. So yeah, back to Usyk. Yeah, maybe Usyk should retire now. He just didn't look his old self last night, And he's 39 now. He's already achieved everything he could have achieved, possibly. He doesn't want a third fight with Fury. Now Fury is still, he's not much younger, but he's been away and, he got less mileage on him. Fury never fought Anthony Joshua twice, for instance, or Daniel Dubois, like Usyk. Yeah, no, I don't. I don't know. I think Fury would probably beat him this time, unless he's really washed up, which is possible. It's possible, yeah. Yeah, that will be. Yeah, I hope they get to fight. I saw Joshua is facing some guy I never heard of, Pranga something. Yeah, just a little warm up fight, tune up. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm not a fan of Fury. Never was. I mean, I was rooting for him when he was fighting Wilder because I really hated Wilder because of his fucking arrogance. And all that. I really wanted him to get a beat down, which he did get. And he got humbled twice. So you know. I was really happy about that. It's a Polish heavyweight. They don't want a good heavy. Setting Joshua. Oh, Polish. Heroine. Yeah, I mean that fight was supposed to happen in 21. I remember, like August. They had signed it already, but then Wilder came along and ruined everything. Such a selfish guy. Finally, we were gonna get, and that's the irony. Then AJ went on to fight Usyk, and everybody's like, "Oh yeah, he's gonna knock out Usyk." Nah, who is he? Like small guy, no way. And Usyk just fucking dominates AJ. And then, of course, that fell through. Usyk, sorry, no, AJ versus Fury. Now, Fury was talking shit about AJ, and yeah, he was like, "No, no, I'm not gonna fight him." Usyk beat him easily twice. Yeah, no, yeah, and Andy Ruiz. I think that's. By the way, I saw a picture of Andy Ruiz. He was there last time. He was looking pretty slim. I mean, he looked like he lost a lot of weight. That's interesting. I wonder if he's still in the contention. But when he lost to Jarrell Miller, I was like, no way, this guy's finished. or did he lose? Was it a draw? No, I think he lost, didn't he? Sorry, I forgot. Yeah, he's a changed guy. Finally, thank goodness. With his hand speed, that was always the thing that set him apart from other heavyweights. There's no other heavyweight that has that kind of hand speed. It's really something. I remember that knockout when he was fighting this guy Joe Hanks. I mean, like the way he just was able to throw that punch so quickly. I remember it was like a right, sweeping right, bang, and Hanks couldn't react. Didn't get time to protect himself. Just bang, fell down. Yeah, having fast hands is a big advantage in boxing. Definitely, it's good to have fast feet, but fast hands is more important because you don't. It's not kickboxing. You don't fight with your feet. Of course. Yeah. Что спросила? Wish Andy would have kept on being focused. Yeah, yeah. That was like his big achievement, and then he just ate too much Snickers, gained too much weight. Yeah, that was a shame. Also, I didn't like how Joshua won that rematch. He just wouldn't engage, just kept circling him in boxing and yeah, moving in boxing instead of really fighting, brawling. Because he knew with his hand speed, there was a big chance he could, get hit again like he did. The first fight, I remember the first fight. I mean, I watched it till the next day. I was sick. Actually, I was really feeling terrible. But I watched that and I was like, wow, this really happened. Oh my god. Yeah, they just ruined it. But Ruiz ruined it for himself because he didn't train enough. He came in looking really fat. That fight was the first big fight that happened in the Middle East. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, it was like 2020, right? Yeah, I believe after the first pandemic. Yeah, that Ruiz was a. Oh, could have been something, something even more. But yeah, no, he is also rather short for a heavyweight, so there was always that problem. But with his hand speed and power, he could also, he showed he could stop a guy like Joshua. That was amazing. 6'6" giant, like, yeah. Team. I remember Kevin Barry, the trainer of Parker, said that he's not really even 6'2". He thinks that Ruiz is 6 feet tall only. So that's fucking amazing. Yeah, and I must be honest, he does look like that. Yeah, he doesn't look like 6'2" to me. Yeah, I mean even 6'2" is nothing today. Of course, in heavyweight. Yeah. But yeah, Usyk and Rico, that was hmm. I mean, yeah, great comeback by Usyk, but yeah, I was surprised when the referee just stopped that. Like, yeah, that wasn't very fair. Oh yeah, Jalolo, yeah, I didn't like him, no, against Makichi. I thought Makichi looked better there, but then he just quit. It almost seemed like a fix, that whole thing. I don't know, really. No, Jalolov doesn't look so promising as everybody was like, oh yeah, he's gonna be the next big heavyweight. He's too big, I guess. Sometimes, I think the ideal heavyweight is like around 6'5", 6'6" at best, at most. He's 6'7". They get so stiff when they are of that size. Yeah, Caballero is 6'3". I know that. And that's all right. I mean, yeah. I don't know he was there. Of course, he wants to fight Usyk, but even if he won, it wouldn't be such a big achievement that Usyk looked so poor last night. I don't think he will want to fight Caballero. Well, who knows? Yeah, I think I like to fight. Yeah, Moses Hergovich. Who knows? It's possible. I mean, Hergovich is kind of slow, but he can take a punch. He's got a very good chin. He's got a very good technique. I always like the way he put his punches together. Like against Dave Allen now, the previous weekend. That was really impressive. Even though Allen is washed up, never has been. But yeah, he really for a big guy, a really big guy, he really can put those punches together well. So it's not gonna be easy for Moses, definitely. But I think yeah, he can do it. He can, but it's not gonna be an easy fight for Toma. No, no way. No, no way. Moses Enrico. His real name is Enrico Itoma. Yeah. Hergochi is like his biggest problem is he doesn't hit too hard. Like in this division, you gotta really hit hard. to be very successful. Like his power is pretty pretty average, I would say. Yeah, it's all right, but it's not that great. It's not that good. Also, Dubois, he doesn't have the power like what's his name, Wardley. He's got crazy power. Wardley has no defense. That's his big problem. Always was tough guy, really great chin, but it's not good. You gotta know how to avoid punches. You can't just catch them with your face. Yeah. So that's why he lost to Dubois. Dubois is just he's more seasoned, in big fights. He's more disciplined. He's got better, like more complete, boxer than Worley. Worley only has the power, pretty much, and speed, kind of, yeah, good hand speed and all that. And that can be deadly. And he has heart, but he doesn't have the skills, or the defense. Dubois, I think, if Worley's power is a 10, which it is, Dubois' power is maybe an 8, something like that. And Hergovich is like 5, 6, yeah, something like that. And Joshua, well, 9, I guess. Yeah. Wilder is a 10, of course, we know that. And Italma is a 10. Usyk is a 7, maybe, huh? Yeah. Rico stays active. You think there's gonna be a rematch? Well, might just be, yeah. Well, I think Caballero is gonna be tough to beat for anybody. He's got a great body game, body punching and all that. Seems like he can take a punch also. It's pretty strong. Yeah, the way he dismantled Zhang was very impressive, by the way. Yeah, he's got a lot of promise, but he can be beaten as well. Of course, anybody can, I guess. Wilder that fully thought that nobody could beat him. Like he was mostly fighting stiffs, man. Come on. He might have a pretty record, like, oh, Bruce, salute, my good friend. How are you doing? So glad to see you here. I mean, Cabell might very well be 260. He is capable of doing that. Usyk is now 39. As I said, he's been through quite, some tough fights. The fix was in last night. Yeah, kind of. I don't think they wanted, Rico to survive and maybe win on point because if he had gone the distance, no doubt he would have won. Yeah, I think Usyk might have stopped him in the 12th round, but the pressure would have been big, really. Sometimes boxers, they can't handle that pressure. They try and try, but yeah, it really stresses them out. When they know they gotta knock the guy out. Yeah, I kind of was all the time. I was thinking, maybe Usyk will still pull this off, in the end, and he did. Yeah, and Rico has been in some hard fights in kickboxing. Like he fought this huge guy, Jamal Ben Sadiq. He was down and against him and others, but he always got up and fucked them up in the end. Like yeah, win. Yeah. So, no, he was obviously not totally gone. Yeah. No way. No, no, he wasn't. Hang on, just gotta get something. Yeah, he's got really good recuperative powers. As I said, he's been dropped by really big punchers, big guys, and just got up and then won in the end. Yeah, Rico Verhoeven. I was very impressed by his boxing last night. Really, very, very impressive. That he could just do that against a guy like Usyk. I mean, it's only second boxing match. Well, like I think the referee, thought that I don't know really. Officially, it was because just a second, because he had been dropped, and then he got he received a combination, and yeah, got hit with a combination. I think it's both. I don't think Usyk expected him to be as good as he was, and Usyk has deteriorated definitely, and he has been, as I said, through some hard fights in heavyweight. Two fights against Joshua, two fights against Fury, two fights against Dubois, and yeah, eventually that shield starts to slip. So your wall starts to crack. Put it away after all those hard fights against top fighters, and all of them they were bigger than him, bigger, stronger, and heavier hitters. Well, Fury, I don't know. Fury is not like never been a huge puncher, but he can hit still, pretty well. Yeah, yeah. Rico was amazing. He did amazing. Really. I see many people are pissed off about that stoppage. Yeah, just when they stopped it, I thought it was the end of the round, So I was like, okay, but then like the referee does this, and I'm like, what? What? It's over? I'm like, no way, man. What's this? What's that? That was not a TKO, man. No way. I mean, it didn't look like a TKO. Oh yeah, that was so bang, wham, bam. Thank you, man. What a smoking knockout. Frank Sanchez is a mean guy, mean fighter. He's a complete package, man. I'll tell you, he can. I think he's capable of beating most heavyweights, if not all of them, if he got the chance, of course. But he never will. I feel he's not being, like prioritized at the moment. But yeah, he exposed Torres. It's just another kind of hype job. I gotta say, he was really highly rated, and he's not big enough, really. Yeah, Usyk is shot. I don't know how old he is, but I don't think he's as old as Usyk. 35, maybe. He definitely has, more. What? 50? What? No way. 55. Right. Frank is a strong guy. It's like 30. Oh, yeah. I don't know, man. Yeah, I was like, no way, he's 50, and wouldn't he be able to fight so well? Yeah, you know, when he beat Jagba, he exposed him. Ajde, Buna, presudi se, šta radiš?
Tako, gledam film.
He, like, when he exposed the guy, that was amazing. I was so happy because everybody was like at the time, "Ooh, a Jagba, yeah, he's the next great thing." Oh, thank you, I will, Bruce. Bruce te pozdravlja.
Ja njega.
She says hi back. On je malo samo mlađi od tebe godine, ja mislim.
Oj, pa majda.
My mother, she's 73. You are, how old are you, Bruce? 72, 71, 72? Hang on. 71. 71 ima. Okay, guys, just reply. Somebody send me a message about streaming. Hmm? Da. Ali žena mu je mlađa dosta. The Woodstock generation, yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a great generation. I'm like, when they had the Woodstock in 94, that's me. Woodstock 94 generation. I was like 16. That was a good time too. I mean, the 90s. Yeah. Some good bands. Woodstock, baby. Yeah. Well, I was born at the end of 77, which is like the punk year, the end of punk or something. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad I could do this. I gotta get, in touch with Joshua and so we can do a stream together again. It's been forever. Yeah, Johnny Rotten. Sid Vicious. Yeah, so then we have, who else is out there now from the heavyweights that wanna fight soon? Um, well, it's mostly about these that we already mentioned, Cavallel and. Okay, thanks, Bruce. Thanks for dropping by. Yeah, I'll finish soon. We have hang on. Who else do we have? Well, remind me, Rodolfo. Yeah, Fury is making a comeback. It almost seems to be like the big next thing, like a very hyped guy because of his punching power. Yeah, in terms of heavyweights. Yeah. And Itoma is like the right size, kind of really good size for heavyweight. Heavyweight. He's almost 6'5". As I said, that's like the perfect size, I think. You don't want to be too big either, too huge. Yeah. Joshua Edwards sounds familiar, but I don't know much about him. Yeah. Joshua Edwards, hang on, let me Google him. Mm, yeah, he's not. He's 6'3". What? Oh, this must be his amateur record. 6-0. I see, from Houston. So he's a prospect. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. He's 26 years old already, so he started a little late. But those boxers can be really successful too. I mean, Lennox Lewis started as a pro when he was like 24. Готово. Айде. Ciao.
Ciao.
Lennox Lewis, yeah. 24 is like the border where it gets, after that, it gets really late to turn pro. Oh, okay. There was this son of the only Norwegian professional world champion, a cruiserweight. His father was a cruiserweight, and he was a cruiserweight, but he turned pro a little too late, and he never achieved much, in the end. I think he had one when he had his first really tough fight. After that he quit. He didn't want anymore. Obviously, he didn't have the toughness or the heart. I mean, yeah, and he took part in this reality show while still an active boxer. That's a no-no. You don't do that. Come on, it's really stupid, silly. So everybody had high hopes for him here, but he never, fulfilled them. Kai Robin Havno, that's his name. Yeah, big, strong guy, but kind of lacked some of the skills, I guess, skill sets. I remember that fight. I don't know if he even deserved to win the fight. He was fighting an Argentinian guy. I remember, really tough, quite a lot shorter but faster. All right, Rudy. Thank you for being here. Yeah, I'm gonna finish now. Well, it's already night here, but thank you. You have a good day. It's 11:19. All right, that was it. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Rudy and Bruce and AM also, who is my friend from the fragrance community. Salute. Have a good one. Next weekend we have hang on, let me just see who fight. Yeah, I know there's one bigger fight at least. There's Shaki Foster and Raymond Ford. And also Dmitry Bivol is fighting this German guy, Eifert. Okay. Nice, nice, nice. All right. Yeah, that's gonna be really exciting. Okay. See ya, Bruce. See you, everybody. Hopefully next week we can, me and Joshua, can get together and talk about it. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I hope it's not boring. Yeah, me too. Same here. Yeah, okay. Okay. See you. Bye.